Hey everybody, French in here with REIClub.com, the only site you'll need as a real estate investor. Today's quick video, we're going to talk about how to effectively protest your property tax. So how often when you receive your tax assessment are you like, wow, my property tax is so much lower than what I expected? It's very rare. The feeling's more like, man, I don't remember my taxes being this high compared to last year. Did they go up again? Or how can my taxes be the exact same when my property value actually went down? So mostly what you feel is annoyed, angry, helpless. And amazingly, only about 10% of Texas homeowners protest their property tax. But of those 10%, 75% of those appeals are actually successful. So imagine what it's like around the country. It's very similar. So let's go ahead and just jump right on into how you should protest your property tax. The first thing I really want to leave to you guys is that, remember, proper preparation prevents poor performance, okay? So the very first thing that you're going to request is the House Bill 201 evidence packet. Now what this is, it actually contains all the info in which the appraisal district uses to arrive at your property value. That way, they don't have a slight advantage over you when you go in, okay? So simply ask your county tax appraisal district for instructions on how to access this 14 days before your hearing, okay? Now the next thing you want to do is you want to take lots of pictures of the property that you're protesting, but it's very important that you actually focus on the negatives. Pinpoint the expensive repairs, carpet, paint, fence, siding, appliances, updates. Remember, you want to focus on things that reduce the property value, okay? The next thing you want to prepare is the MLS sales and comparables. If you have an existing realtor, simply ask them to pull the comps for the properties you found in the house bill. Now, if by chance you don't, it's very important that you pull similar properties that have been bought and sold in past 3 months or 90 days. And once again, I put a lot of emphasis on similar properties, square footage, location, etc. Okay? Now, like I said, you're looking for properties that are going to help you reduce your property value. Okay? Now, it's also incredibly helpful to include repair estimates, and they're easy to acquire by simply getting a free estimate from a contractor. But what you're trying to get is the paperwork and make sure that it's dated. If they're charging you an arm and a leg to do work, that's better for you because simply you're presenting this information to the appraiser, okay? Now, I've also heard that crime reports are helpful as well, but if your property's in a good location, it's not going to be very helpful, okay? It only applies to those that are not in great areas. Now, it's important, guys, that you present all this info in an organized folder because you have to understand that appraisers are dealing with hundreds of people a day. So limit your stories and stick with the evidence. The easier you make it on them, the more likely they're willing to work with you, okay? Now, what exactly happens during a property protest? Now, protesting is a lot like negotiating a deal. Just because you present a good point doesn't mean that you're going to get the price that you request, okay? That's why it's very important that you come prepared to this protest. Now, the first round of protest is called the hearing, okay? Now, you meet with an appraiser and you present your evidence. Now, usually, the appraiser will compare what you have to his own notes, okay? And a lot of the time, their assessed value is going to be higher than what you're requesting. Now, it's a rare occasion that they aren't, and those are the easy cases, okay? Now, at this point, you're actually going to negotiate back and forth and just justify why your property value should be lower, okay? Now, you want to, important, this is a tip, okay? Gauge the mood of the appraiser. If you feel any type of agitation, take a step back and then simply ask the appraiser what he feels or she feels is the appropriate value, and then restart the process, okay? Now, depending on how many properties that you are protesting, on average, each one takes about 15 to 30 minutes per property. Now, if the appraiser by any chance refuses your protest, you can appeal it, which goes into the second round. Now, the second round is called the appeal, okay? The appeals process is before a board of 3 members. Now, you plead your case against the original appraiser in front of the board, and it's a much harder process, okay? And at this appeal, they actually have the option to increase your property value. So my advice is this: if you can get this done in the first round, do so. And unless you have a very strong case, I would definitely avoid the second round appeal, okay? Now, in conclusion, guys, you may never save a fortune in any given year with a successful property tax protest. But it's important that you always protest your property tax every year. Now, with a continual yearly effort, you can actually save up to several hundred or several $1,000s. So just imagine what you can do with that extra money, okay? Now, one thing that they don't tell you is that when you frequently protest, you can start building relations with these appraisers, and which will make this process a lot easier in the future and successive years to come, okay? Now, again, guys, this is French with REIClub.com bringing you another video. Do me a favor, leave comments below about what you thought about it. Click the like button because it really does help us out. But more importantly, subscribe to our YouTube YouTube channel so we can keep you informed when brand new videos are posted every week. As usual, guys, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to talking to you next week. Take care, good investing, and bye-bye.